Do Joe Biden need to pick a black woman as his VP running mate? This has been a major topic on social media and now it's starting to filter into the mainstream. I feel a few different ways about it. First, I understand the frustration because just look at this country history. Barack Obama, first black president, yes, but he's the only non white male president out of 45. There's never been a non white vice president. And look at other high profile positions. Let's take governor, for instance, right? There has been two elected black governors in the entire history of this country. And I'm not referring to like Reconstruction where black governors was appointed or somebody like David Patterson who took over New York State after Elliot Spencer had to resign. I'm talking about elected by the public. And there's been zero black women governors, and currently there's not one black governor serving. Pretty sad. U.S. Senate is not too much better. I mean, there's 100 senators that serve at one time, and there's been six black senators. When I say there's been six black senators, I don't mean six black senators that serve it right now. I mean six black senators in total in the history of the entire country. And what even sadder is our current Senate have the most black people serving at one time, which is only three: Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, and Tim Scott. So this is the position we're in. So it is frustrating not to see black people in these high profile positions. So I understand it. However, I I think some of these black organizations sometimes is focused too much on symbolism and not actually specific black policies. Hopefully y'all follow where I'm going here, but y'all know people that more concerned about their appearance than their actual health. Instead of eating right, instead of working out, they want to do a crash diet or they want to do surgery. You know, and those procedures might make you look better temporarily, but if you're not really changing your lifestyle, you're still going to end up with high blood pressure. You're still going to end up with high cholesterol. You still going to be unhealthy. And I kind of compare that to what's going on to these black organizations and some of these black groups. Like symbolism is cool, and don't get me wrong, symbolism is important to a certain extent, but policy substance is much more important. Now, here is where symbolism is important, right? Take something like the black doll test, where children was given a black doll and a white doll, and it was asked a series of questions like what doll was dumb, what doll was ugly, and of course the black doll was chosen every time. Every time the black doll was chosen. So, you know, that's why it's important because a lot of black people grow up with self hate and they don't even know that they have self hate. A lot of it is subconscious. So I get it to a certain extent, but like we have to change our position. What's some of these organizations that was pushing for a black female VP? I shouldn't just say organizations, but individuals and organizations that are pushing for a black VP was pushing just as hard for specific black policies. I wish they was pushing just as hard for black economic capital. How can we get more black startups? How can we get black businesses the money that they need? Where's the plan for that? Because there's been studies that if you have a black sounding name, that you don't get called back as often for interviews, even if you have the qualifications. I mean, we go on and on about discrimination, and eventually we need more black businesses to curb the discrimination. That's one of the things that I think is very important. Most of these organizations are not lobbying as hard for that as they are for symbolism. I mean, let's talk about criminal justice reform, prison reform. I mean, there's a whole bunch of different issues we can put on the table. Um, Healthcare, like everybody have a healthcare plan, but like the healthcare for Black people is terrible. I mean, there was just a study that if you Black, that you don't get as good of service at the Veterans Administration, and there's countless studies in almost every area how Black people get discriminated against. I mean, we need to be focusing on getting that together and forcing these politicians and our elected officials to address these issues. But it was a mistake in my opinion, it was a mistake for Black people, especially older Black voters, to throw all their support behind Biden without getting anything in return. I think what they wanted in return was a Black female VP. But to me, I don't even know why you trusted Biden in the first place. Like, Biden's record on Black issues is terrible. Yes, he was Barack Obama vice president, but so what? I mean, the reason that I'm hearing is okay, he was Obama vice president. He had President Obama back. What what vice president didn't have the president back? I mean, Gerald Ford had Nixon back so much that he hurt his reelection by pardoning Nixon. When have Mike Pence ever disagreed with Donald Trump? When did Dick Cheney ever publicly go against George W. Bush? When did Al Gore ever publicly go against Bill Clinton? And so on and so on. That's what vice presidents do. So it's just such a bad point that he had Barack Obama back. I mean, I would hope so. You were his vice president. That's what they do. When is the last time a VP didn't have a president's back? Maybe Thomas Jefferson when he was John Adams vice president. Just a silly reason, and it is frustrating to see sometimes. Like they need to be pushing for policy, not symbolism. And that's where I'm at with it. Especially with the names I'm hearing. I'm hearing Kamala Harris. I'm hearing Stacey Abrams. I mean, Kamala Harris' record as AG and DA is bad. I mean, when she was asked about legalizing marijuana, she laughed. I know she changed her position now, but I want somebody ahead of the curve, not behind the curve. And also, a lot of her prosecutions were questionable. And maybe I shouldn't say her prosecutions, but like there was an incident where she didn't want to overturn a conviction, even though the conviction was based off of false testimony, tampered evidence. I mean, so she wasn't a progressive prosecutor by no means. She had a lot to be desired with her record. I think she's an okay senator, leave her in the Senate. I'm really not that impressed with her being vice president. And I don't even think that will galvanize um, the Black vote as some people think it will. I mean, in primary, she didn't do that well with Black voters. She had a brief spike in her Black support after the first debate when she pointed out Joe Biden's segregation history with busing, but she basically had the same position, you know. And then her record of her AG and DA record came out and her support dropped. So I don't even think that her being on the ticket will galvanize Black voters that some people think it will. And then I'm hearing Stacey Abrams. I mean, I don't dislike Stacey Abrams, but her connection to Bloomberg bothered me. I know Bloomberg gave her $5 million for her organization. Cool, cool, right? I understand that, but to me, when she was asked about Bloomberg stop and frisk history, and she refused to really criticize them, sound like hush money, and that's the danger. When people give you money, they're usually not giving you money for no reason. So her being compromised there give me pause on her. So and then she on top of that, she only been a state senator. I mean, she should be governor because of the voter suppression in Georgia. That so it wasn't all that voter suppression going on out there, maybe she would be governor now, but that didn't happen. Um, she wouldn't be my choice either. I wouldn't mind seeing somebody like Ayanna Presley. Um, I would love to see that, but there been like zero discussion on that, so I don't think that will happen. But more than whoever going to be the VP, I want discussion on specific Black policies, and discussion on policy, period. Forget all this stuff the media focus on, because a lot of times the media don't even focus on the right stuff. They don't actually focus on specifically what the plans are, how they plan to enact their plans, none of that. It's horse race garbage. And again, a lot of symbolism. But that's where I stand at it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, share the video. I'm definitely trying to grow the channel, so thanks for the support. I'm Amin Shah, signing off. Peace.